This video is actually part of a series of lectures that are in a class entitled The MBTI Learning Styles, the 16 Personalities. You can access this course at udemy.com, teachable.com, or thinkific.com. You can also find more information at studentsuccessspace.com, which is our website, and the information is in printed format on Amazon in both a paperback and Kindle versions. Now, the ESTP is also part of that functioning pair that's directing, sensing plus thinking. They're decisive, they take action, values, facts, logic. They're detail-oriented. They're part of that same functioning pair. When we look at their general description, let's look and see that they're flexible, tolerant, they take pragmatic approach, they want immediate results, theories, conceptual explanations bore them because they really want things that they can have more tactile. They really want immediate experiences that are active, and they focus on the here and there. Here and now. They're very spontaneous and they enjoy material comforts and style. They learn best by doing, hands-on. One thing to remember about them is that they're gregarious, fun-loving, and spontaneous. Often we will describe them as being adventurous or risk takers. When you look at this kind of a learner or this personality, you'll see that 4.3% of them are in the total population. Their keyword tends to be both responsive and active. I like active or immediate, present, the present situation, right? And that's how I remember this kind of a learner. The learner question is, will learning this help me to act more effectively? Because they want to be effective in everything that they do. This learner is a very verbal learner. That's what they focus on the most. They easily retain information that has practical application though, although they really prefer concrete or factual information. Theories are very difficult for them. They want to solve real-world problems real-world problems, period. They're spontaneous, they're active, highly active. Remember, adventurous risk takers, highly active. And they prefer competition over any other learning option. They're a hands-on learner and they need time to really manipulate and to process information, especially verbally. This learner really prefers a classroom that's very fast-paced. And if you think of fast-paced going along with risk-taker, then you're able to remember this quickly because risk-takers tend to move quickly. Fast-paced, interactive environment. They need frequent breaks, and not because they are bored, but because they need to move more. Group work, partner work, classroom discussions, all these things will really invigorate this kind of a learner, and they inspire them to learn more. They love competition. They love visible results, and they really need a lot of space to be able to talk through and process information. So physical movement while they verbalize is going to aid them most in the learning process. They need that active, interactive environment with a large variety of learning methodologies. But still remember that they're very task-oriented. Presentations and any type of visual opportunity to demonstrate their knowledge is really valuable to this learner. Now, in areas where they feel most comfortable is problem solving, practical applications, role-playing activities, fast-paced, learning from engaging instructors. So they're going to want an instructor that's entertaining to them. And they like to be the center of attention as well as being involved with their classmates. So one of the things to remember is that if you see a learner who is really having trouble accepting structure and meeting their deadlines, or maybe they're getting caught up on external activities, that could be somebody who is in a situation that's uncomfortable. Maybe they are too passive, too observing. The situation does not meet what they need because this type of learner really, really needs to have a space that provides them with a lot of opportunities to move and to verbalize. They do not enjoy detail-oriented tasks. They don't want emotional, especially emotions in the classroom. They don't like solitary, independent work or activities without any kinds of clear deadlines or guidelines. These kind of things create really a lot of angst for them. As a teacher, remember that these are very excited learners. And so if you can get them excited, they're going to really energize people around them. I call them evangelists. Once you get them excited, they're going to be that preacher up on stage and preach to everybody else and get them excited because they're a natural leader. And you want to give them a variety of methodologies to learn. So give them a lot of real world examples and problems to solve, and use a variety of media, especially both active and interactive lessons. And many of these people have difficulty focusing with repetition, especially if there are too many pauses in the classroom, because they don't really need time to reflect. They really detest that kind of lag. Remember again, risk takers, fast paced. They really need a fast-paced environment. And they really, really want a very close relationship with their instructors. They would prefer to have a really cool instructor that enjoys risk-taking like they do over somebody who is knowledgeable. They also need frequent breaks, and checklists, maybe even rubrics, would be really advantageous for this learner. Lastly, as an ESTP, I know it's really frustrating as a learner because you don't tend to be a very natural learner in a traditional space. Instead, you really need to have an active learning environment. And this is something that you may want to approach with your instructors. Talk to them and explain how you need that active environment. And if they are unwilling to provide that kind of environment, see what you can do to provide that environment for yourself. Find ways to employ active learning in your study time. And then you can kind of reflect on those or think about those when you're stuck in a more passive environment. You want to build your relationships with your teachers. And one thing you can do to really make your environment active, going back to that active environment piece, is to create notes on 3x5 cards instead of keeping them in a notebook. Now you can carry your notes with you and you can study while you're moving around or you're being active or you're exercising or whatever you're doing. And they're very quick to be able to shove into your pocket. Look for personal and world applications for new information. Find a study buddy, especially if you can find a study buddy that's going to complement your strengths, and so that way the two of you complement each other. And you want to verbalize your information as you process. So this might be an opportunity for you to find a study buddy in which you can use some reciprocal teaching. So you learn the information and then you teach somebody else. Again, keep a repertoire of your effective learning strategies. Keep a learning journal or someplace where you're writing down what you're learning, which is really going to help you to be able to go back and to look at these things again, especially during times or learning that may be more frustrating.